Hey everyone, and welcome back to TheFortitudeFix. I hope you're well. My name is DaShanna, and in today's video, I am going to be talking to you all about 10 things that no one tells you about pregnancy. So, I wanted to make this video because, one, I do make weekly pregnancy updates here on this channel, but some of the things I just feel are not like week by week. They're just things that happen throughout that can come and go, and so I didn't feel that they kind of fit in the weekly pregnancy update format. And also some of them are a little bit TMI, so I wanted to give folks the opportunity to choose to watch this video or not. I wanted to make a separate video for all of the strange, confusing, weird and semi-gross symptoms. Put that in just a separate location outside of the weekly updates. So whether you are early on in your pregnancy, you are TTC and trying to conceive, whether you are far along in your pregnancy like I am, or even if you're not pregnant and you just like watching these types of videos, I was one of them. This video is for you to let you know that, one, you are not alone. Some of these symptoms can seem a little bit isolating, especially if you don't like have a core group of folks to talk to or ask these questions to. So you are not alone, you are not the only one, and I just want to shed some light and have these conversations that I see folks just aren't always having. I am currently 30 weeks pregnant with our first baby. It's a girl due here in September, and I wanted to just start off by sharing that these are symptoms that I myself have experienced at one point or another. And so let's get into the video. Number one is your estimated due date is calculated from the first day of your last period. It's not calculated from the time that sperm meets egg, right? And when conception actually takes place. So technically, you might think that you're like 5 months pregnant, but you're actually not. Pregnancy is like counted in weeks, and sometimes the weeks don't line up with months perfectly. So confusing. And I remember my husband was like, well, technically that means that, you know, XYZ, because you're like a month pregnant when you figure out that you're pregnant in the first place. And so the timeline is just all strange and it's calculated in weeks, which may or may not be a thing that you're used to doing. So just know that it's gonna seem a little weird at first, and then you're just like, all right, cool. This is what my doctor says, this is what my app says. It's calculated in a very strange way if you think about it. The second thing that people don't necessarily talk about a lot or don't explain a lot about pregnancy is about the baby kicking and feeling that. A lot of folks say that it feels like flutters. To me, that is not an accurate description. It feels as if you have gas, like you need to pass gas. It feels like you ate something that maybe you weren't supposed to, that doesn't really agree with you, and so your insides are telling you you need to run to the bathroom before it's too late. Like, that's what it feels like, not these cute butterfly flutters that I've heard so many people talk about. So be prepared. A lot of the time we feel the baby before we actually realize and know that it's the baby, because we are looking for those flutters or we don't recognize it as the baby moving, but it is. And to go along with that, sometimes, especially when you get further into your pregnancy in the third trimester, baby's running out of room in there, and so the kicks and the movements are more distinct, and you can literally, like, that's a foot, that's an elbow, or no one really talks about how uncomfortable or downright painful it can be. The third thing that no one tells you about pregnancy is the head to toe body changes, literally. So my hair has changed during pregnancy. My skin has changed during pregnancy. Your eyesight can change, and some doctors might even recommend that you get a different prescription during pregnancy. My teeth, I've noticed a difference in my teeth. I know pregnant people are more prone to things like gingivitis, and chest feels different. You know, these pointy missile type nipples that just come out of nowhere and come and go throughout pregnancy. You know, the belly, my tummy is growing, my hips are widening, I had rashes on my leg my thighs are rubbing together, my feet get swollen, literally head to toe body changes. And don't worry, girl, you got this. The fourth thing that no one tells you about pregnancy is about stretch marks. So we often think that stretch marks happen on the belly, around the side. However, stretch marks can happen in a ton of different places. Stretch marks can happen on a person's arms, like right here, on the back part of a person's arm. Stretch marks can happen on the sides of our breasts, on our legs, and it's just really important that we are aware and know that that's actually a symptom of pregnancy. And if you're experiencing that, you are not the only one. The fifth thing that people don't tell you or talk about as it relates to pregnancy is the belly button. A lot of people may experience that their belly button pops out, and a lot of people don't experience that. So that's one thing. But also, if yours does begin to protrude or pop out, no one talks about how sensitive it is to not just touch, but to texture. So the type of clothing that is touching against it, whether it's a tank top, a blouse, whatever, the bed sheet, it is so uncomfortable and it's so sensitive. And I don't feel like people talk about that, or at least I don't hear people talk about how sensitive it is to touch and to different textures. The sixth thing that no one tells you about pregnancy is the amount of discharge that you experience, or that you can experience. I was not aware, and it's a constant. I did notice it very early on, so make sure to get you some panty liners. The seventh thing that no one tells you about pregnancy is how brushing your teeth can actually make you vomit. Obviously, we are older and we are adults and we know not to stick the toothbrush too far down, but it's literally just the gag reflex is super heightened, and you can very well vomit while brushing your teeth, even if you're being like safe and careful. A lot of this was happening for me in the very beginning, in the first trimester. It was hard to brush my teeth, so that's a thing. The eighth thing that no one tells you about pregnancy is regarding the amount of gas that you experience. So there's the passing of all the gas, right? So lots of farts, lots of toots going on. And then there's the burping, lots of burping. And then there's the gas that you feel inside that almost feels trapped. So you're like trying to fart, or like you're trying. There's just a lot of gas, and the extent of the amount of gas was not ever talked about or told to me about pregnancy. The ninth thing about pregnancy that no one talks about is constipation and hemorrhoids. They are a thing and a common pregnancy symptom. So if you are experiencing either one of these, please do know that you are not alone. The 10th thing that nobody tells you about pregnancy is the vivid dreams that you have during pregnancy. And when I say vivid, I mean very real, like waking up mad at your partner real because you believed that something in your dream actually happened. I mean waking up sweating or out of breath because of what was taking place in your dream. And along with that is vivid like sexual dreams, and that being a real thing, a real experience. And going hand in hand with that is potentially the lack or the decrease in sexual drive, so not wanting to have sex. I know that there are a lot of people that talk about the increase in sexual drive. However, I don't really hear people talking about the decrease or lack thereof of sexual drive during pregnancy. And a bonus that no one tells you about pregnancy is the different types and the amount of rashes that you may experience. So I remember talking in an earlier pregnancy update about rashes on the side of my face in the very beginning of my pregnancy. It would just go from like top down, and it was on the side by my ear, and it was just super itchy, and it would cause problems when I would sleep because I sleep on my side. and I'm sweating and it's weird, and those rashes could also be on, I talked about my rash on my inner thigh. I know some people can gather like rashes on their arms or their shoulders. So rashes in interesting places is definitely a pregnancy symptom as well that I don't see a lot of folks talking about. And I guess a last bonus is how hard it is to shower. I literally have to sit down as if I just ran a marathon after showering. Just the movement, the washing, the scrubbing, getting the legs up there, trying to get in all the crevices and turn around and get under the belly. It's just a workout. It is cardio. And I was not expecting that. I did not even think about that. But yeah, that is definitely something that a lot of people I do not hear talking about during pregnancy. So hopefully these things were helpful and makes you feel a little less isolated if you were feeling like, whoa, is something wrong with me? Am I crazy? No, you're not alone. You are not the only one. This is not meant to scare anyone. Again, if you are that person who is trying to get pregnant or someone who isn't and you just watch these videos for fun, I am not at all complaining or speaking badly about pregnancy. I'm just sharing my experience and hopefully continuing the conversation. For those of you out there, I know a lot of you are pregnant or trying to get pregnant, but quite honestly, this is the best experience that I have ever had, that I've ever gone through. And although we are in the time of quarantine and pandemic right now, it is still something that I am grateful and that I thank God for every single day, that I'm able to carry this pregnancy and that things have overall been going so well for me, and that I'm able to spend this time bonding with my daughter. My husband is home, I'm home, and we're able to enjoy this time together. So I am in no way complaining, but just wanted to share this fun, interesting TMI video with you all in hopes that it helps and serves you. Go ahead and take what you need and leave behind what you don't for somebody else, and that's it. Let me know down in the comments, are there any strange or TMI pregnancy symptoms that you've heard of or that you yourself have experienced? I look forward to hearing that from you. One of my subscribers reached out and asked if I had any specific TMI pregnancy symptoms. So thank you so much for that question. It helped to spearhead the making of this video. So I am super active down in my comments. So I look forward to hearing from you. I will definitely respond. And if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I am working towards my goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers here on this channel, and I am almost there. So I would appreciate your love and support, and I would love to have you be a part of the fam. We're having a lot of fun over here as I document this first pregnancy of our baby girl. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all in my next video, and remember to always fill your cup. Bye.